And this new moon in Cancer will be very, I'm hearing the word detrimental. Detrimental to the work that you've done if you're not careful. Thank you so much for joining me for this Ascended Astrology Forecast and Ascension Energy Update. We're going to be taking a look at both zodiacs as we move forward. We're going to go day by day, looking at the different energies as they unfold to give you a better idea of how to work with these energies, what to plan for, and to basically not think you're crazy when these energies are happening or when you get hit with a sudden wave of massive energy or density. You'll know what to expect, you'll be prepared, and you will ride the wave like a pro. Now, as we move forward to June 22nd, Mars will sextile Jupiter, and so this tells me there's a lot of aligned action that will take place. There's restructuring to your belief systems happening. There's dissolving to your belief systems. There's new belief systems coming in, new operating systems coming in to take the place of those old faulty programs. This tells me as those new beliefs come in, we're going to feel a little bit of courage, some bravery. You may decide, yes, I am going to book with that coach. Yes, I am going to that retreat. Yes, I am going to move to that place. And you're going to feel led, like I did from the heart space, led into a more higher timeline. Now, this is also the day in the Ascended Matrix that Mercury is going to move out of the Ascended Matrix AM3 sign of Gemini and go into AM4. Cancer in the Ascended Matrix is a cosmic mother energy. So what this tells me is that as we move forward, we are going to be pulled into Christ level service. Our words will be very healing at this time. The way we communicate, the telepathy, the psychic abilities are going to increase in a really big way. As we also begin to use more of our third eye to build our reality and to nurture the manifestations and the beings and the people around us. This is going to be a beautiful time of communicating more from our emotional body in ways that feel very psychic and telepathic, especially with your loved ones. For psychic practitioners and light workers and healers, you may feel extremely sensitive after you're done with sessions and ceremonies while Mercury is in AM4. So be mindful of that. Clear your energy more and definitely your third eye. Because there's so much opening around this time, around the third eye, there's a lot of programming that wants to come in. Mind control programs that want to settle into the third eye and confuse you. Especially because the next day, on June 23rd, the sun will square off with Neptune. Boundary issues. There's a not knowing who we are when the sun squares Neptune. So for psychic practitioners and empaths out there, the end of June is going to feel very sensitizing. We've got a last quarter moon in Pisces, Jupiter squaring Neptune, and then the sun squaring Neptune, Mercury going into Cancer. There's just a lot of psychic energy and psychic overload that will happen that will cause sensitization to your energy field. I'm also hearing at the end of June major heart expansions that are going to happen. This has a lot to do with the new operating systems that are coming in. And as this heart opens and these new actions are taking place, we're really going to be drawn into new programs. Not programs as in mind control programs, but new matrices, new communities, new ways in which to operate with other people if we are in alignment. And then as the sun is squaring off with Neptune, the sun will conjunct Jupiter on Tuesday. June 24th feels like a day where we will get a burst of energy that comes in. Again, that feels like a heart expansion for me as well. Because Jupiter is expansion and the sun definitely connects with our heart space. And so what I'm feeling is that light is ready to expand within us. Now remember, on the false matrix side, there can be, again, with a lot of Jupiter energy, cockiness, over exaggerated levels of ego, inflated sense of self. Be careful because especially when your psychic abilities come online and clients are saying, this is incredible, I'm getting results, or I'm loving your sessions, or you're getting a lot of success in your business, or you've got new guides that are presenting themselves, we can get a big head about it with our human. And it's really important to stay humble in June. On June 25th, we'll have the new moon in Cancer, FM4, and in the ascended matrix side, it will be in AM3, the constellation of Gemini. Now, as I tune into this new moon energy, I'm seeing Saturn's energy, so Saturn probably has a lot to do with this. Lots of resistance that's going to come up around this new moon. Well, of course, because the moon will be in the sign of Cancer, which we normally associate the two together. You know, as a Cancer rising, I was always told I'm a moon child, and I believe that the Earth rules Cancer, and in ascended astrology, the Earth really holds the Cancer energy and holds it within its womb. But on that false matrix side, because of thousands of years of associating, they are still connected. And this new moon in Cancer will be very, I'm hearing the word detrimental. Detrimental to the work that you've done if you're not careful. There's a lot of inner child that wants to come up. Okay, be mindful around this new moon. Not only are the parasites giving birth, okay, and the parasites within you are to blame for a lot of your addictions, your mood swings, your dense reactions to things. They also feed off of that subconscious programming that can come from the moon. And this feels like a major like reset is what it's trying to do. It's trying to reset you back into something. Let's say it is inspiring and influencing you to behave like your parents, like your family, like the beings that you incarnated into to get here. But those are the same beings that you're trying to heal your way out of being like and heal from the trauma that they inflicted upon you. A lot of this is going to come up within your inner child, and you're going to not realize that it's outside of yourself. You're going to start to really pull inward, and it's going to feel like if you really stepped out of yourself, like, wow, I'm behaving so much like my mom, or wow, I'm reacting in such a way where that's something my dad would do. Be very mindful of how your ancestral traumas and programming are going to try to take over you and take over this new operating system that's coming in, and these new beliefs that are just freshly making their way into your psyche and still embodying their way down into your human. Now, on the ascended matrix side, the new moon will be in the constellation of Gemini, which means it will be blocking while it's exaggerating and activating the Cancer energy within the false matrix. It will be blocking the constellation of Gemini, which means it will be specifically trying to take you away from the connection between you and your higher self and trying to get you to embody, just like your genetics does, your ancestry rather than who you are on a soul level. Now on June 26th, Mercury will leave behind the false matrix sign of Cancer, FM4, and enter Leo. This is really going to open up some stuff for us. Now, Mercury in Leo is quite loud and proud, and you know, our communications may be driven by ego and a sense of self, and also a childlike nature to prove something. But if we are mindful of this, we can alchemize it and really use that as a way to express from the heart space and really create with our words. So toward the end of June, be mindful to block out this false matrix programming for coming from the moon within your subconscious and begin to create and communicate to the universe from your heart. This is what I want. This is what I'm ready to create. There's a lot of sovereignty that wants to come in at the end of June too. New levels of sovereignty. Now on the ascended matrix side, Venus is going to enter the constellation of Taurus. It will leave AM1 Aries and enter the constellation of AM2 Taurus. And so at the beginning of July and right at the end of June, we've got this beautiful embodiment that's coming in. Taurus in the ascended matrix really represents like the light within form. And so Venus being that connection between you and your higher self means that, again, there's more embodiment of the higher self that's coming in. And so this all sounds like a lot of words. It all sounds very ethereal. It's hard to grasp and put it into concepts, especially on the ascended matrix side, because it's not as practical or as dense as we're used to working with. But remember, if you're intentional about this, the higher self will lead the way. You don't have to understand all of this. if you open your heart, you don't have to understand everything I'm saying right now. You can absorb it into your energy body and let it call for an activation, let it call for a remembrance within you as this new sovereignty is coming in, as these new belief systems are coming in that represent these new operating systems, and all of these new timelines that are ready to come in for us if we are mindful of the dense false matrix frequencies that are going to try to distract us and take our attention away from the true mission that we're here to do, which is service to others, which is cultivating more soul energy. The more space you make for your soul to come into your body, the more those timelines are going to open up, and the more those negative limiting beliefs are going to dissolve naturally with grace and ease. So June is definitely going to be an expansive month, a frustrating month, and quite an activating month. If you have questions about anything, put it in the comments below. We are here to support you in that. If you want to see how these energies are affecting you specifically, book an Ascended Astrology session with us. We have 60-minute sessions. We've got packages where you can get multiple sessions that take you through different layers of your chart. Nina, Novia, and myself are available for sessions now and would love to connect with you in that way and really help you master your ascension process and really know how to master your 3D matrix self, putting the power back in your hands and giving you a 5D roadmap from 3D to 5D so you can master this ascension process and really stay afloat and constantly be led by soul and spirit energy. Thank you all so much for joining me for this month's Ascended Astrology Update and Ascension Forecast. I hope the Ascension and Descension symptoms aren't too overwhelming, and again, we are here to support you. I'm sending you so much love.